everyone, I am Alka1093 and welcome to a new Pokemon Vortex video. Today I'm going to try something I'm going to call Vortex Storytime, where I take a few different topics regarding Pokemon Vortex and I talk about my thoughts on them, my memories on them, anything really, that as long as it's at least somewhat Vortex related, and I just talk about it. For this video, I asked on both the forums and the status updates and in the Vortex Discord, hey, do people have some topics they'd like me to talk about? And I have a few of them written down. I'll talk about a few of them, not all of them. Because sometimes some of them are a bit more difficult to talk about. Some of them I may save for a future episode. Because if people like this first one enough, so please make sure to let me know in the comments, hey, I like this video. Give the video a like if you want. But also definitely let me know in the comments, hey, I like this video, I'd like to see another one, if you'd like to see another one. Because then I know for sure what kind of demand there is for it. So a few topics for today, all Vortex related. The main thing with, I think I'm starting Vortex thing. How did I get started with Vortex? Well, you may remember or may know that before Pokemon Vortex was Pokemon Vortex, it was Pokemon Crater. A similar style, like we don't have the live maps anymore, but on the old maps, the legacy maps, you had to just click, click, click to move. That kind of system was developed in Pokemon Crater. Pokemon Crater had the first 3 generations, I want to say. And then later added the 4th. And then the developers either couldn't bring up the money or I think they were busy with like studies or something else with their job. And they couldn't keep it going anymore. And I don't know the details of what happened after that. I don't exactly know the time frame either. But at some point, Patrick took over, sort of. I can't imagine that he built everything in Vortex from scratch, at least in Vortex V1, because of how similar it is to Crater. He improved on a lot of things, added new things, such as now the legacy maps, not the legacy, the live maps in V5, and so many other features that weren't in Crater. But I think it's really cool. I started playing Pokemon Crater back in the Gen 3 days. It's like 2004 or 5. That's 16 years ago. I was playing a game very much like this because I enjoyed it. Because it was simple, and it was easy. It was free, and it was Pokemon. Pokemon for life. I'm not kidding about it. Ever since I found out about Pokemon when I was just a kid, Pokemon for life. I watched the anime daily. Made a list of all of the Who's That Pokemon that showed up and added one to the list every single episode. Pokemon for life. If I say it, I mean it. Anyway, so Pokemon Crater started. A memory I have of Crater, which I feel like Vortex enough related to say. I remember main things about it is that Pokemon Crater was the first time I was able to play with the Gen 4 Pokemon. So this must have been before, I think Gen 4 was released in 2006 with Diamond and Pearl in June. I want to say it was in June because I remember getting Pokemon Pearl a week before it was released in the Netherlands. So my Pearl copy I had it a week before it was released in the Netherlands. I don't think I've ever had a game that early. But I was playing that. But before that, Pokemon Vortex was my first experience with Gen 4. Because I knew from reveals in like magazines and other things. I knew about some things that Gen 4 would bring. I knew about the starters, I knew about Munchlax, I knew about Lucario, I knew about Chatot and some others. And so there I am playing Pokemon Crater at some point. Well, not on the live maps, but just on the other map. And I like walking around, la 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 la, Chimchar. But back then it was a common Pokemon, not a rare one like that. Wait, what? Wait, that's a Gen 4 Pokemon! So then I started looking into it, started playing a bit more. There were more Gen 4 Pokemon, which was super exciting. So I played a bunch of that. That was my first experience with Gen 4 on this game, sort of. Another memory I have of Crater, which was removed for Vortex. I'm not sure if this was version 1 or not. Because I'm not even sure when version 1 and 2 were a thing. Exactly which years, but something Crater definitely had. Any Pokemon can learn any move. Because right now, there's no base stats. In terms of base stats, if you want to even call it that, a Kyogre is as good as a Magikarp. Kyogre could be argued that it's better because it has way more moves they can choose from. However, back in Crater, Magikarp and Kyogre were basically as good as each other. Sure, Kyogre was the rare one, and Magikarp was not. So Kyogre therefore was more valuable. For battling, they were the same thing. They could both learn Explosion, they could both learn Flamethrower, they could both learn Water Spout. They had the same powers. That's just how it was, and that was really interesting. Creating a fire, like getting a Monferno with Water Spout, a Blastoise with Flamethrower, a Bulbasaur with Ember. It didn't make sense, but it was funny. So that was another memory I have of that. There was a Vortex. I don't remember exactly many of my feelings of how I started. I must have just gone across the internet. Maybe I was trying to find some online games, anything like that, and then came across Vortex and realized, wait, this is a lot like Pokemon Crater. Yo, brother! Hey, Pokemon Crater is back! Which would have been back for a while, but that's when I found it out. And that must have been on October 22nd, 2014, considering that's when I joined Pokemon Vortex. I've been here for over 6 years. It's really exciting. That's how long I've been here. Done a lot of things since. Um, I just love playing this game. It's definitely a game that, for me, the way I see it is, it's not something I spend too much time on per day. There's a little bit of either catching or just yesterday evening I put a bunch of stuff in Pokebay. You might have seen it at the start. Quite a few shinies and some others. So if you want to bid on those, basically all 25,000. Few that aren't, but mostly 25,000. Bunch of unique Pokemon. Maybe you want to add them to your Pokedex, potentially to your team. But if you're on the Pokedex, Muck Alolan is here. That one's harder to obtain because you need to be in the Alola portion of side quests. That's that advertisement over. Um, where was I? I don't remember. Dang it, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I joined Vortex in 2014. I don't remember too much about it. What I vaguely remember is that I started with Chimchar. And although I don't know of any way to be certain which Pokemon was my starter, which my Chimchars, my Infernapes, what I do remember, and I'm not sure if I have any Pokemon that really show this, the movesets that wild Pokemon come with. Well, let's just find a random wild Pokemon in here. Maybe that'll help with an example. Ferroseed, for example. Ferroseed's moves: Tackle, Roll Up, Metal Claw, Pin Miss, are all damaging moves. It used to be until like two and a half, whatever years ago. Those moves, that base moveset was different. So I'll have quite a few Pokemon in my inventory, the Pokemon that I have on my account, that have a different kind of moveset than other Pokemon of the same species, and I didn't teach them anything. The Ferroseed might have still had Metal Claw, might have had Tackle, but then had Harden and some other status move. And if I recall correctly, Patrick, the owner of Vortex, if you didn't know, he just put them in just because he saw Vortex as sort of a thing for collectors and just have people collect Pokemon, and he didn't look as much at the battling side. And at one point, one person made the suggestion, I'm going to assume on the forums, hey, you should make at base have Pokemon just have 4 damage moves or at least 3 or something like that, and make them a bit more viable for battling. And maybe they suggested some movesets as well. I don't quite remember how that happened, but the changes were made. And now most Pokemon will have four damaging moves unless the Pokemon doesn't have 4 damaging moves. Like Magikarp, I believe, still has Splash. So that was a bit of a change that was made. But in the last couple of years. And I again forgot where I'm going. It's like, oh, I'm going. I'm trying to talk a lot, and I like talking. So I'm just losing my train of thought. Where was I going with this story? Welcome to the head of Alka 193. I might come back to it. Otherwise, I'll put it in a part 2. The changes. Oh yeah, I remember where I was going with this, because that Chimchar I had. Although these moves apply to evolutions as well. So before, it might have been that an Abomasnow had Ice Punch and Blizzard, and then Razor Leaf, and then Seed Bomb. 2 ice moves, 2 grass moves. Which on one side makes sense because those are their stat moves, but by giving them Ice Punch, Seed Bomb, Double Edge Bulldoze, there's a bit more variety and a bit more coverage in those moves, generally speaking. So that was another change that was made. So now if I go to my Infernapes, I just have one left, and I actually nicknamed it Starternape. I totally forgot I did. Because I believe, I'm not certain, but I believe that this was my starter. And the main thing what makes me believe that is its moveset. I had 2 or 3 Infernapes when I was trying to think about this, but they all had better moves. This one is Flame Wheel, Flamethrower, Karate Chop, Low Kick. 2 fires, 2 fightings. Just like with the Abomasnow example I just gave, this is just its stat moves, which isn't what its base moveset is anymore. Let's see my Metallic Inferno Bastia. Flabber's come with Thunderbush Grass Knot. Not only is this much more of a variety in moves, Flare Blitz is also stronger than Flame Wheel and Flamethrower. I could accept Flamethrower as the base move, not Flame Wheel. Karate Chop and Low Kick both aren't too great. In close combat is something Infernape learns as a Monferno, like level 30, 31, 32, something like that, in the main games. So it makes very much sense that this is the move set and this one's not. So now something that should be noted is the ID number should be very low. Yeah, only 26,892, and that's much lower than any of these. So this should be the 26,892nd Pokemon in Vortex V3. I'm going to assume I started on Vortex V3 because I remember there was a transfer to V4 and we could keep our accounts. And then the transfer to V5 was when Life Master introduced. So yeah, I strongly believe that this is my starter Pokemon. I started with Chimchar because I really like the Chimchar line. Yes, Quilava is still my favorite Pokemon, but back then I think what was the latest in Gen 5 would have been out already because it was 2014. Gen 6, not sure which year Gen 6 was released. Might have been 2013. Anyway, I really like the Chimchar line. Chimchar, I like Monferno, I like Infernape. So that's my starter Pokemon. Other things in terms of Pokemon that I'm proud of, like there's some Pokemon that are special memories that mean something to me. The Starternape is definitely one of them. Xurkitree. And not Uchters Damn Chucks. I think I got that one from someone else. Is this one, Christmas Buddy. Christmas Buddy, for those that don't know, and I've mentioned this quite a few times when using it, but this is the first ever Ultra Beast owned by anyone. Not kidding. Well, technically the only Ultra Beast that was obtained the standard way. One of the things that was in, I believe, the V4 update, there was a beta test of the V4, some of the V4 things, including the introduction of Ultra Beasts. I'm going to assume Gen 7 was introduced just in general, but Ultra Beasts were introduced, which means a new rarity, because Ultra Beasts are way rarer than Legendaries. If you're Standard, if you're Rares, and then the Legendaries are like 3 times as rare as the Rares, and then you have Ultra Beasts who are way more rare. Patrick, at that time, before the beta test started, had already tested if Ultra Beasts can appear and how it works with only with Beast Balls and not with Master Balls, things like that. So he had successfully caught Ultra Beasts. So technically that makes Christmas Buddy not the first one, but I believe he deleted all of those because they were illegal captures because he just changed the appearance rate to super high just to test it, and then changes to super low again. But when the beta test started, he made sure that all of the encounter rates were the same, and there were like 10, 20 of us, something like that. I don't remember exactly how many people. I was asked to be one of them. We beta tested version 4, and I don't think we were even allowed to make videos. I think we were allowed to make videos of it, but just not upload them before a certain date, and we weren't allowed to share the URL. Something like that. But anyway, one of the challenges we came up with, Patrick must have thrown this in, who will be the first one to catch an Ultra Beast? So we went for it, and I think it took until like well into the second day before any of us found it. Some of us were there for a long time, some of us were not. I vaguely remember this being the second day. Whether Patrick only asked us for the challenge on the second day or not, that's what I don't remember. But after multiple hours of searching, I found a Xurkitree. So I threw a Beast Ball at it. We must have already been given Beast Balls by Patrick just in case we found Ultra Beast, that's my guess. So I threw a Beast Ball, and I said, I have won. And not immediately, but a bit later in standard V4 Christmas Buddy, I named it Christmas Buddy. The thing is with our beta test account for the V4 and our V3 account, which was our standard playthrough account, were separate. Well, we logged in with the same account, but any progress we made on the beta test didn't carry over to the main game. Because basically, the moment the beta test was created, there was basically a copy of our current V3 account for the beta test. So basically, the same account on two things. Then, if you would catch, let's say, a Picky Peck on the beta test, it wouldn't be in our standard one. If we caught a Goldeen in our standard one, it wouldn't be in the beta test. It was just a copy of our V3 account the moment it was created. So, and any progress on the beta test side wouldn't carry over to the main game. It would just test things out, get a feel for what it's like, and report bugs. That was our task. So then I'd lose my Christmas buddy, or back then it was still called Circuitry. But Patrick said, no, you have the very first UB ever. So the moment V4 went live officially for everyone, he gave me a promo code for a Circuitry. So I'm going to count that as being the same one. And certainly no one else had caught something on V4 that because I got it right at the start. Christmas Buddy, the first ever Ultra Beast, legitimately caught. I'm going to say legitimately caught because I caught it during the beta test, even though this one is technically a promo code redemption. I was the very first one in that beta test to find and catch. No, not find. Someone else found one earlier, but they skipped over it. Because remember, that was the thing in the older, just click, click, click on the legacy maps, that sometimes you click too fast if you didn't find what you want, and then you'd skip an encounter, and that happened to be an Ultra Beast. I think that's what happened to one other person. But then they didn't find anything after that. I was the first one to catch one. This right here, that's Circuitry the Christmas Buddy. One other thing I wanted to mention for the story time, because I feel like I've been talking for a little while already, and then other topics I've written down, because I have quite a few things written down on this piece of paper right here. And then the rest will say for a second video for the future. If you want to see a second video, if you want to suggest topics for that, put them in the comments. You can put them in the YouTube Premiere if you're watching it as that, but definitely put them in the comments section. I actually read them back because I'll probably not remember everything that's said in the Premiere chat. Also, by the way, almost immediately after this Premiere ends, so this goes only for those that are watching it as a Premiere. So this Premiere always, well, will start on 5 p.m. GMT+1 because that's when my videos always go live. Almost immediately after it, I'm aiming at about 5:30, 5:35 start time. I'm going to start streaming on my Twitch. Future Alka, when the Premiere's going on, should put the link in the chat right now. Because Pokemon Gold, I'm going to continue that stream on Twitch almost immediately after this. So after this Premiere is done, I'll go set up the stream, take a few minutes, and then we'll get started to continue that adventure. The last episode from a couple days ago was the last one that I had streamed, so we're continuing from where that left off, episode 19. So yeah, we have our Christmas Buddy. One more topic I wanted to discuss, because something someone suggested was best memories of Vortex. And I've already, one of my memories is absolutely catching the first UB. And also the Gen 4 experience back on Crater. But then I thought, yeah, worst memories is also a thing I can discuss. And Patrick might watch this video at some point. Patrick, you know what this memory is. It might not jump to mind immediately, but you, and probably a good amount of others, know that I've said this multiple times. Because there's various events that go on Pokemon Vortex. Like we have our Valentine's event right now. Let's go to the dashboard. We have a little bit of our Valentine's event. We got our Alcremie Love and our Furfurl Heart, and we got our Double Happiness, which is great. Sometimes we get double EXP and some extra Pokemon and some kind of bingo thingy. And in Halloween, we had the Citadel that was opened up in Nightshade. And that was all cool. But my favorite kind of event that has ever been on Vortex has happened twice. Scavenger hunt. To hunt for something specific, and there's like 10 different levels, 12 different levels. And you have to either catch something or beat something in, or at least the first one you have to then beat a certain part of the side quest, and then catch something, and then beat the side quest, and then catch something, beat the side quest, la la la. And I think the second time was just catch a bunch of stuff. Specific stuff. and I love those events. And I believe I completed the second one where they even had us catch a shiny Pansear. So my current shiny Pansear that I have on my team, Scorcher, I'm pretty sure was caught during that event. And Patrick put in catch a shiny Pansear just for me, to my knowledge, because I wanted it so much. But the first event was the Dioxis scavenger hunt. February 2017. It was 4 years ago? Well, I still have a bad memory of that event. Well, a good one. Um, Event details released on the 8th, started on the 9th. You had 2 weeks to do it. Interesting challenges, scavenger hunt. First one, catch a Mystic Pichu, any level, any gender. So you just went to the electric map, caught one. Obtain the counter side quest. I think at that point I was like in Hoenn in the side quests. So I immediately had completed mission 2. I had nothing to do. Catch a normal Charmander level 5 female. Remember, back then we could still catch level 5, so level 6 is the lowest. Took quite some time, but we caught one. And then 4 was easy. Mission 5, though. Mystic Dratini, level 5, female. Dratini itself was pretty rare. I don't remember if it was a standard encounter or rare. I think it was... Was it standard? It must have been a standard encounter because it's level 5. Anyway, there were a lot of Pokemon there. I think it was Mr. Dratini in the fire map of the cave maps. One of them. But it had to be a Dratini. Then it had to be Mystic, which is it's a unique, so that's a lot rarer. Then it had to be level 5. Back then it was level 5 through to level 20. So even if you had a Mystic Dratini, it still had a 1 in 14 chance of being level 5. And then it had to be female. And back then, you couldn't see like you can now. Like if I go to explore and I go to encounter a Pokemon, oh look, it says it's a male Oddish. Back then you couldn't see. Back then, if you just, oh, it's a Seviper at level 14 and it's a normal Seviper, I wonder what gender it is. You'd go into the battle, you'd fight it, and then you'd catch it, and then you could check its summary and see what the gender was. That wasn't the case with Dratini. So at one point, I'm like, yes, level 5 female, it's normal. And then after days of hunting for that dang Dratini, and there are videos of this on my channel. I did videos of that event, you can look it up. You can see how worked up I get over this, because we're not there yet. So after days of searching for this thing, I finally find that Mystic Dratini at level 5. So I go for it. I catch it. And then I get, not this thing. This is normal. This thing. Mystic Dratini, level 5, male. I was so close. I just needed the other side of the 50-50 coin. I had the Mystic, I had the Dratini, I had the level 5, but it wasn't a female. If this would have been a female, I would have been able to continue with the event and had a chance to do the shiny Bagon at level 5, which I suppose was, well, it was slightly more common because it could have been any gender, and then catch a Rayquaza, and then hit the Meteorite and catch a normal Dioxis. Mission 10 would have been troublesome. Mission 5 is supposedly where most people got stuck on. That was the hardest one. Well, I got stuck on it, Patrick. I'm talking about it now with somewhat of frustration, but I'm also looking back on it with a smile because I did enjoy the time I put into it, the investment, and I just enjoy this type of event. So maybe I'll just create something like this for myself. There's no rewards for it. Not like, hey, here, you get a special meteorite event or something like that. Actually, yeah. Because sometimes I've done these hunting videos. What if I make a scavenger hunt mission, sort of like this, but then maybe more like the game? Choose my own targets. Pokemon either that I think would be cool to hunt for, or just Pokemon that I want. And then make it a series of videos. And then we can do that multiple times, people enjoy it. And then we could do hunting videos like I've done in like the past few times, where I pre-record it and then people go along in the premiere. Or if I do Vortex streams again, this could be a reason. This could be a thing that I do. I don't expect to do many Vortex streams, but if they do happen, they happen on Twitch. Link in the description. But I think that'll actually be cool to do another scavenger hunt like this. This is 100% my favorite type of event. We've done it twice now. Absolutely love it and would love to see it again. I understand it takes a lot of programming, a lot of preparation to make everything work and test. But that's absolutely my favorite type of event. Would love to see it many more times in Vortex. But yeah, so I call that male level 5 Mystic Routini. So I had to continue trying to find the Mystic Routini level 5 female. I never found it. So I was stuck in mission 5. I never completed the first scavenger hunt. So that is why sometimes when you ask me about frustrations about Vortex, I say it with a smile but with frustration. Because I can still laugh and enjoy the frustration because I was still happy in searching for it. But it was a little annoying that I couldn't find it. But in laughing frustration, Mystic Routini, level 5 female, never appeared. That level 5 Mystic Routini that's male, I'm gonna keep forever. There's a lot of Pokemon that I'll keep forever because I want to complete the Pokedex and I want to have at least one of everything. This will be my Mystic Routini. No, if I catch another Mystic Routini, I could evolve this one and keep the other one for the Pokedex, sure. But I'm going to keep this specific one to remind me of the frustration of that event back in February of 2017. That this one was the wrong gender. Now, I'm all for gender equality, but this thing was the wrong gender. No. Like, it wouldn't be that bad if I found a Mystic Routini level 5 female after that, but I never did. And I think I actually tried to find one in the weeks after the event. Still didn't find one. Would have been frustrating whether I found one or not, because it wouldn't count for the event anyway if I did. But yeah, that's another memory I have of Vortex. The level 5 Mystic Routini female that didn't want to show up. That was the Vortex video for today. That was my story time. I hope you enjoyed that. If you'd like to see more of this, let me know. Especially let me know in the comments so I know what kind of a demand there is for it. If there are other topics you'd like me to discuss, please let me know. I'll write them down for a future episode because I do like talking. I do like talking about memories. Generally, I throw little things in various videos anyway, like while I'm hunting, for example. But specifically to go for a storytime video like this, I think it's a very cool idea. So if you have a suggestion for topics I should, or you'd like me at least to talk about, leave them in the comments and I'll consider them for the next one. Also, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, immediately after this premiere, almost immediately after this premiere, I will be live streaming the Pokemon Gold walkthrough. I'll be streaming for a good amount of hours, like 5 hours, whatever, something like that, and doing a very long stream, and that'll contain the many episodes that are coming to YouTube, because that entire stream will be cut into pieces and uploaded to YouTube. So you can see it happen live. You can suggest nicknames for Pokemon that don't have nicknames yet. You can see bonus footage, I suppose, because sometimes I cut stuff out of the walkthrough episodes. You can come and see that. I really hope you'll be there, because I understand that Vortex is my most popular, my most viewed type of video, but the thing I enjoy doing most is these walkthrough videos. So I hope you'll be able to be there for the live stream as well. Even if you can't chat on Twitch because you don't have an account or something like that, come and chat with me. I'd really appreciate that. Come and chat, or just watch, because I literally just said you can't chat. Come watch. If you can't chat with me, because I love the interactivity, even if we say only something on occasion. There's a lot of cool stuff to come. Hope you really enjoy that. Thank you very much. And please always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.